Test, test, test. How are you? How's the audio? Let's sort the webcam out. Da, 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 da. Yo, yo. How are we all doing on this fine Thursday? Right, that's up and running. That's can't hear the music, which is good, so I can't get copyright struck. Yeah, we're back. Back to the blend. Back to the environment art. Are we all good on sound? I'm at least voice sound. When are you learning Houdini? Banned. Get out. Look at this. Look at this troll here. Hold on. Hold on. What's my hotkey? Here we go. Where's ShareX? Look at this little troll. Hasn't been on voice chat all day. As soon as I start streaming, joins voice chat purely so she can make fun of me when other people join the voice. Oh, look at him trying to use Blender. Unbelievable. I see you, Leah. I see you. I haven't opened Blender in so long. Jesus. Let's see if we can remember anything. How's everyone Thursday going? I've been mostly chilling, playing some Claire Obscure. Let me turn the music down. One-shotting most of the bosses. I'm just a god at the game, but still a little while to go on the game for the most part. Still a little bit to go. What up? What up, Golden Goose? But yeah, I'm an absolute god at Clair Obscure. Bosses have no chance against me, so it is what it is. Just super talented, I guess. That's fixed. Let's go fix this one. I one shot him. Easy. Had no chance. My microphone's got what's this? Been watching your channel for a few months. AFH. Want to ask a question? Sure, go for it. What it be? Six years of experience working in AAA in Hollywood. Job market seems increasingly terrible for concept. Thinking going to environment art. How plausible is this pivot? Is my judgment even correct? Job market's kind of pretty bad for everyone at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, unless you're like, I don't even know, like if you're like some sort of technical art wizard, even then, or a Houdini wizard, I think the job market is kind of rough on a lot of the roles right now. But there are usually a fair few more environment art jobs out there. So I mean, you said you're doing concept art, right? If I remember. Yeah, concept art is like the most. Yeah, that one is uh, extremely difficult as a job role. So you probably are. Yeah, if you pivoted your skill set to environment art, you would be pretty good to go. But that's a pretty competitive field as well. Um, it depends on what type of environment art, right? There's multiple environment arts. There's biome, there's level art, there's world art. You got your hard surface ones, and then you got your organic ones. So it depends which one you're specifically going into, right? Because environment art is split up quite a lot. Currently work at Warner Brothers. Okay, cool. Use Blender like it's my prepping some coffee. Good. Is AI coming for my job? Nah, I doubt it. Depends what you're doing. I think if anything's going to come for your job, it's going to be the layoffs, more so than AI right now, unfortunately. Yeah, if you switch to environment art, you just have to be able to use like trim sheets, modularity, at least show a little bit of that. depending on what you want to do. Like say, if you're doing biome art is very organic, right? So you would want to be showing a lot of sort of ZBrush, um, rock sculpting, maybe even a little bit of Houdini and all that sort of stuff. Or you could be more of a hard surface environment artist as well, which again is more like buildings and all that sort of stuff. It really depends, to be honest. But no, they're all going to be pretty tough to get into for the most part. I'm having an easy time using hand painted. Depends. Depends on the concept art style. A lot of concept art, at least, yeah. If you're working on a studio like Riot or Blizzard, sure. But a lot of concept art is very photo bashy, as well. So, but stylized is going to be tougher to get as well because there aren't as many studios doing stylized. So depending where you are in the world, in the country as well, you try and want to tailor stuff that's around you. Dude, so many people this week. Oh my god. It's because is it because I put Blender in the title? God damn. Yeah, games is crashing just as bad. FH. It's a pretty bad situation overall, to be honest. Pretty bad situation overall. All right, let me catch up in the chat in a sec. Any Blender questions? Now, I've been using Blender since January. I just took a big break. Well, I took about a month break because I got laid off. So we had to go do some lighting stuff, and now we're pretty good to go now for getting back into this and figuring stuff out. I use 3D Coat. Cool. How do you feel about standard modular techniques translating over to Nanite? Any tips? No, not really, Ned. Main Same sort of approach, right? Um, the more modular, the more flexible for a game, right? So where is that? Okay, it's over here. You do your taxes in Blender. Oh wow, didn't know Blender could do taxes. That's pretty good. I know you can play chess in Houdini. That's pretty cool. Do I need you? Are you serving any purpose here? I don't think so. Uh, so that's a separate one. I have to remind myself of how much we split this mesh up since it's been a while. Start cleaning up our Blender. Okay. Yep. So you're the same piece, and then the end piece. Okay. I don't think we need. I don't think we need you to here. Okay. Yeah. Medieval House, FBX, short side A, short side A, 02. Okay, we can get rid of you. Cool. In the job space, is using stuff like Blender 3D to code going to affect my chances of being hired? No, just use whatever the studio uses. If a studio has an FBX pipeline and they're happy for you to use Blender, sure. If they use Maya, use Maya. If they use Max, use Max. You just use whatever the studio has. Don't get too locked into one piece of software, because you can never guarantee if you're going to use it in a studio. That's right. I've already secured some work for a while, Hollis. But thank you. Yes, I have seen Zora's project. It's really cool. No, nowhere near production ready though, but very cool for the future. I mean, I think the average person is still on a free series, so yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing any of that stuff for a while. But I was talking about this the other day in the Discord. Like, they put a lot of detail into their sculpts because they can retain the higher resolution. Whereas at the moment, when you sculpt stuff for environment art, it's not usually recommended to put, to put a lot of dirt and sort of noise in it because it never bakes down as well. You can do it easier in real, right, with noise maps and detail normals. So, what was this for? You should be able to see the concept in the bottom right by Yusuf. We are basically, because I don't really do environment art anymore. I'm a lighting artist, but I used to do environment art. So we are making a building, and we're going to learn Substance Designer. So this year, every Thursday, we work on this for 2 hours. So you can see the stream tab on YouTube. We've been working on this for the most part. Last few streams, we've been working on lighting for portfolio, but now things have gone back to normal. We're going back to environment art. So once we finish the sort of L0 block out, we will probably start unwrapping it, then do an L1 block out, and then start learning designer for the rest of the few months. Yeah. All right. So if I remember correctly, we were yes, we were working on this like a month ago. I need to get my reference up as well. I need 3 monitors at this rate. Jesus. Ba, 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 ba. It doesn't take too long, honestly. I mean, I think if you look at my sort of past live streams, the first sort of 2, 4, 6, 8 hours in Blender was like quite painful. So I think in a full time job, if in the first sort of 3 weeks, you would be able to probably do most of the things you were wanting to do in a program. Does having extremely optimized topology matter in 3D environmental projects? Yes. At least showcasing one project that is very well optimized will still be important. Mm, No worries, FH. That's what these streams are for. You get to see me be potato at getting back into environment art and be like, if this guy can do it, I can definitely do it. So, and then yeah, we just connect with the community every Thursday. So just use me as second monitor content. That's probably the best way to go for things. Everyone blasting music in the gym. Me listening to Elliot. Come on, John. Bench 500. You're weak. You can do it. I've done hobby work on Blender 8 years. Wrestling Maya for free. ZBrush from week, and now I'm trying to learn Unreal. Yeah, I haven't used much of Unreal's modeling stuff. I know it could be quite helpful, especially with like I think normals or pivot related issues. But I haven't really sort of used it that much. Oops, nope. Let's get you. See, we're back on environment art. Yes. Basically trying to remember where we left off. Which, if I remember correctly, was this entrance and these upper windows, which aren't currently in the Unreal. And we've got some snapping issues on the roof for the roof ends that we'll fix up. And then just bits and bobs, right? Very quick dirty blocking stuff we need to fix up. But yes, yeah, won't be too long before we can start unwrapping. Hey, good time. Hey, John. Hope all is good. Left this in quite a mess, haven't I? Okay, okay. I'm starting to remember now what we were doing. Uh, let's catch up on the chat. Yep, good, good. Do they use in-house AI models for concepting? Just the job market so bad. Yep. Yeah, concept art is extremely hard, right? If like to me, I kind of rank like in game art, it's always like oh character art or technical art, where it's like oh that's pretty difficult, and then there's like concept art for games, which is like that's a different world. Just because you have to know about as much 3D as a games artist, at this point. So upper floor straight A, upper floor straight A. Aha, okay. No, yeah, okay. We can get rid of these. I'm going to need you at some point, so you can come over here. And let's bring you here. Yeah, I have most of the hotkeys to Blender's one. Although modeling without the gizmo, that's a weird one for me. But yeah, I stuck to all the Blender, most of the Blender hotkeys for the most part. Uh, we've got two sets of these. They're the same. Yeah, okay. We don't need you. Hey Khalid, how you doing? Hope all is well. Going from blended to Maya. I just try. I used Maya for like 11 years, and then I had to. I never truly learnt Max, but I had to teach in Max, so I could move around in Max. But yeah, Max is very modifier heavy, so it's a little bit you know a tough one to kind of get used to. Not too bad, Khalid. Cheers. I think I've not seen you in the stream before. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mm. Upper floor, straight A1. So you're probably going to be this one, aren't you? Yes. Okay, cool. Once you're done with the block out, what are you going to do next? Jump into designer. Um, we'll probably take it to like honestly, the hard part is just like getting it all laid out. Once it's all laid out, I think we'll take it to a. I mean, once the new bits go in, it's probably going to be close to an L2, but we'll probably looking at the concept. I think we'll start on wrapping to 1024 per meter, and then we'll probably mix it up a bit of designer, a bit of 3D. Obviously, with the roof tiles, just looking at the concept, we're probably going to sculpt about. That's the thing, sculpting, right? Do we try that in Blender or do we get like a month to ZBrush? Because obviously the workflow nowadays for roof tiles is to not be a tiling texture. But the bricks down here, I think we'll probably use the bricks to do substance designer practice. Maybe we shall see. I need to look at the price of ZBrush, but I would like to probably sculpt up a few roof tiles and obviously generate them all on these sort of rooftops. Oh, cheers, Khalid. That's cool. I'm glad you enjoy it. Glad you enjoy it. Oh boy, now I need to remember how were we exploiting before? God, what were we doing? We were doing ACT, weren't we? Yes. I'm glad you enjoy the content, Khalid. That's pretty cool, FH. Cool, cool. Yeah. Pretty sure we quick menued you, from what I remember. Okay, yes, that was a quick menu. Okay. Okay, it's coming back to me now. It's coming back to me. Yeah, FH, same with I think that's the way games is going. I think games is gonna follow the film style where you rarely have anyone that's a full-time salary. You're just contract and you cycle out. Uh, that's the way, uh, at least the way my new job is, and the way a lot of my friends' new jobs are. It's a contracted period of time or freelance. So I think that's the way things are moving with uh, with games. Ah, yeah, Euro 25 grid. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anymore, FH, because even if you get a full-time job, like, what does that even mean anymore? Like, my last two jobs, I was a full-time salary position, and both times, studio close or um, studio layoff. So it's like, what even is full-time salary at this point anymore? So to me, there's no difference just based off all the layoffs going around. But yeah, yep. I've been trying to learn Houdini. Oh, cool, cool. What's funny is we have some Houdini apprentices in the Patreon community. We've got Grandmaster Fabio, and then the traitorous Leah that was environment art but is now Houdini. Traitors. We need more lighting artists. Houdini mentioned, quick run. Roof short side A. I think your legacy. Yeah, your legacy. I can get rid of you. All right, it's starting to look a bit cleaner now. It's starting to look other than this bit, which yeah, we'll figure this bit out. Probably put the roof as a hat. Keep the base. Put all the wood beams as one mesh. Then the hat, and then this is already in game. This can all be one mesh. Maybe the window, maybe not. Sometimes windows have issues being transparent. Yeah, Dylan, it's a bit rough. But even full time jobs doesn't mean anything anymore, right? Like they're all contracting away, unless you can get very lucky and just be at the same studio for more than 5 years, which is extremely rare to in this day and age to kind of be a part of, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Other scrolls online is what funds the development. That could have been me. Left the studio to do that. Yeah, I hear LA's pretty expensive as well, right? See, I'm over here in the UK, so it's not as. I guess our equivalent would be London. I don't know. Yeah, probably London, right? Well, when I lived in London, when I worked for PlayStation London, I was paying in British pounds. I was paying for a tiny apartment, 1,900 a month. Yeah. For context, I have a house now, and I pay about 600 a month. So yeah, London is just unlivable unless you're gonna commute in, and then commuting is miserable anyway. So yeah, it's a bit tough. TBH. Yeah, I think that sounds like London. Obviously, a bit more expensive, I guess, depending where you kind of go. Yeah, the salary difference between the UK and the US, considering you could even work for the same types of studios and projects, is the biggest sort of enigma in games. Because the alternative costs of like being in America and the UK are not, depending where you are, especially if you're in London, they're not that dramatically different. But you can 3 times your salary for the same role if you can get the visa. So yeah, it's pretty mental. It comes in front of it. Wait, does it? Okay, I see. Right, right. Okay. Yeah. So that is what this sits on. Therefore, this needs to fit this square in. Yeah, I've heard about the union stuff. It's starting to pick up right over there, which would be cool. When I worked in education, they had unions, and the unions were pretty good for that. They always negotiated every sort of 1 to 2 years higher, better working rights and higher salary and salary bands. So my experience of unions coming from like the education sector is that they're really good. As for games, I don't know. I still don't fully understand the whole thing with it. Otherwise, we'd obviously have a lot more of them. So yeah. Zurich. So these are currently uh, just kit pieces at the moment. So most of it's been almost transitioned into Unreal. So we're just working on some of the upper floors. Um, but yeah, just getting stuff into chunks for now, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. But yeah, we've got most of it over here. So we're just cleaning up because it's been a while since I've been on this. So just remembering how to do things and getting the modular kit nice and clean. And then once it's clean, it's very easy to do model edits then. And then we can start adding chamfers, substance designer, wonkiness, probably some sculpting of the roof tiles. Honestly, the roof is probably going to be the biggest thing to do in terms of like figuring out how to place it on. The rest is just going to be pretty chill, iteration, learn designer, make some trim sheets, all that sort of stuff. Oh, no, so you guys all from cheers, man. Cheers, Toby. You guys all from America. That's cool. Pasadena, Pasadena. Yeah. Oh, I don't have any idea how to use designer, so same. Same. See, for me, the games I love, thankfully, are all made the in Europe, right? So luckily, I'm even although even then, getting outside of the UK nowadays, it's pretty tough. But yeah, like The Witcher, all those sort of high fantasy, dark fantasy, medieval games they're all over here for the most part. So luckily, I should be Gucci. uh, well, there's lots of rock stars. However, at least from what I know, the main headquarters is in Scotland. The rest are kind of just like satellite studios in Scotland. Like there are rock stars in the UK, but you know, at least from what I've heard, the main headquarters is in Rockstar North. I don't like that. Don't like that. Oh, Cat and Larian. I'm more of Larian. They're in they're in Ireland, right? Or at least one of their studios are. What did Owlcat do? Can't recall. Oh, Pathfinder. Okay, cool, cool. Oops. No. I need three monitors. I swear to God. Pure ref up. Refusing anesthetic dentists. We're all screwed. We're all screwed. I'm gonna annoy V doing this. I remember he was super triggered at me not having what was it, machine tools. I will grab it, V. Don't worry. Now we're back to normal. I will grab it. Just to save your the pain of watching me do that every time. I don't need you to. For now, I don't need you to. Probably sculpt one up later. Hey Via, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Glad you enjoy the breakdowns. Thanks for coming to say hi. Hope you're doing good. Not too bad, Via. Not too bad. It's getting back into the environment art after about a month. I'm cleaning up our project, doing some slight adjustments, and we'll aim to get this block out ready for some feedback. Fix the some of the quick issues we got with gaps, and then start unwrapping, and then learning some designer. How's your week been, Viet? All good? What are you working on? You just chilling? What are you? I don't think. I think you're legacy. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, they are moving a lot of stuff to either co-dev or outsource now, especially towards Europe because of the whole salary issue as well. It all sucks. All sucks at the moment, unfortunately. We could currently build high poly skills. Still, hey, that's awesome. Yeah, that sounds cool, man. That sounds pretty cool. We all level up together. That's it. Oh, nice view. That's when you get the classic people watching you and being like, why is this person taking random pictures of things in the street? They're very strange. That's when you've reached full game art, high level ability. When you're taking pictures of things, the most boring things in real life, but they would make awesome game art things, and people look at you like, what? What's going on? ZBrush does thrive on misery. That UI in ZBrush, ooh, you need to bring back Mudbox. Bring back the goat. Bring back the goat. Traffic lights, yeah, yeah. It's gonna turn green, yes. Yes. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh, yes, yes, because we installed Zen UV. Yeah, I forgot about that. What we did. I got a question been wanting to ask. Since I'm working on high poly, focusing on clean topo, would you recommend me to learn sub D? Um, so focusing on hard surface, I think learn sub D for maybe one or two models. Yes, and then once you have some comfort in sub D, start moving towards like maybe do your first two, three models completely sub D, high poly bake, because sub D is a very good fundamental skill to have. But eventually, if you want to go down like the hard surface route as a job, I mean, if you're just doing environment art hard surface props, it's fine. If you were wanting to get into like competitive hard surface, you would need to learn something like plasticity or fusion 360, 360, something like that, right? Some sort of CAD software. Hey, I'm curious about how you split the roof module. Could you explain how you split it? I'm struggling making those pieces because roof modules are different angles. Hi, Albion. Well, for mine, in the concept, it's just pretty much straight, right? So I'm just crashing them into one another. Uh, so, for example, we got. I think of them as hats. This is a big hat. This is a few little hats. This is an end piece that needs filling in. And then for this big one here in the middle, we're just going to have another hat. We're just going to crash them into each other, and then we're just going to model some like piping to hide the transition seam. So you can see everything just ends. And same here with these, right? There's always some sort of pipe or guttering to blend the transition in. Otherwise, we just crash them in, right? So yeah, if you're doing environmental hard surface, yeah, maybe learn some Boolean workflow at least. But usually for environment art, you don't make a lot of hero props. You tend to just make props out of trim sheets and stuff like that, right? So having one or two hero props will be good, but some good practice as well will be making mid poly trim sheet props. We'll do some Patreon feedback soon. Houdini is banned from Patreon feedback, so if you're a Houdini user, you get no feedback. No Houdini users in this community. Get them out. Exactly there, yeah. Make some cool, charming prop that has like wood, metal, something Victorian or something like that. Because most environment portfolios, I'd recommend having at least one super high quality prop to go with all your trims and tilables. Cool. So yeah, remembering most things at least for now. We've cleaned up most of the blender. This is the last big thing to really get to put this at an L0. And I think to take this to an L1, we just need to add in the windows, the barrels, the little ladder, all the little prop stuff. We've got this front entrance mostly ready. Where is it? Down here. Oh, where's our front entrance? Yeah. Mostly blocked in. And then obviously we'll work on while working on this, just to get this a bit more represented and cleaned up, which, as you can see at the moment, we just need to make sure these meshes end in a good way, like this. Yeah, just to make it clean. Hi, Jack. Probably a dumb question. I just joined in. Do all these meshes have UVs? The grid is a triplanar. So I would recommend never having grey blockouts until, because you can always go to lighting only and get grey, right? Always put some color on your blockouts. The grid is optional. I just like the grid because it kind of gives it a secondary read. Otherwise, having flat color is fine, right? But yeah, try and get a color that represents what the albedo will be. You know, we've got brown for wood, the cream color for like the stucco. But having the grid on also lets you kind of like, you know, I think each grid space is 100 centimeters. So you can kind of just double check on your main modular bits, right? So you can see here, this is all the way around. It's 1 to 2.5 for the most part. Then here it's a 1.5. And here, you know, it's 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So the grid just helps you kind of get some consistency as well. One test it was okay to have 1 or 2 hero props. Yes, absolutely. You should ideally at least have one. I'll show you the classic portfolio I always show for what a good balance is, unlike the minimal end. See you, Dylan. Thanks for chatting in the chat. It was really cool to see an active chat. I'm glad you guys had a good convo. Always use Matt. Good old Matt. So Matt works at Playground. He didn't have these barrels of photogrammetry, but he had, you know, one environment which was well done, lots of props, lots of tilables, materials, and then he had one really charming prop, right? One prop that shows he can really do high detailed asset work and add the scratches and the metal and the wood in the right places and not make it look like a substance generator. So having at least one prop that has multiple materials on will be enough along with your environment stuff. At least one. Yeah, I have a so in Unreal I use the bracket keys to go up and down in grid, which you can see update here 50 100, and then in Blender I have the grid add-on, which you can see here it's on 50, but I can go up down using a hotkey. So yeah, I have a hotkeyable grid because some of these are modular at 50 centimeters, some of them aren't. So if you look at this piece here, right, it's not on the grid at 50. But if we go down to 25, it's on the grid. So hotkeying your grid is crucial if you want clean modularity. I don't think so, but it's pretty cheap. It was on Blender Marketplace. A lot of the Blender add-ons are pretty well um, priced, and you can use them in what is it? The oh, I forgot the lettering for it, but you can use it in production. It's got that NUA license or whatever. I always forget the name, but yeah. If you're on the Patreon and you want some work reviewing soon, I'll be hopping into the Patreon voice channel. You can come on and link me some stuff. So, collection. This doesn't need to be modular because it's crashing in. Let's try and get it in as one piece and see what happens. Have I got the settings up correctly? Oh, I think there's something to change here. Oh. If it's multiple meshes, we'll try one-to-one. If not, we'll do by collection. It might be by collection, but we'll have a try first. We'll have a try. Not yet, Via. There's also something else that somebody linked in the Discord that I want to go watch. What did they link? Rendering Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I'll be looking at that as well. Have we already put the upper window A? What is your location, friend? Upper window A FBX. Rightio, let's do some Patreon. I think we have more people this week. I'll turn my Spotify down a little bit. Look at this. Look at this. What's going on here? Hold on. How dare you enter the stream reviews before me? Unbelievable. You know what? You know what? You know what? All right, I'm ready. Who wants to join the stream reviews channel? I'm ready. Who's coming in? Let's do some Patreon feedback. Oh, hello, Leah. Thank you for coming in second after the king of the Discord, the King Chonk. Thank you for waiting for me to come first. Oh, awesome. Good. Oh, good. How are you? You know, we ban Houdini users on these streams, so you haven't been using Houdini recently, have you? Hmm. I mean, this looks like Houdini to me. Is this Houdini? This looks like Houdini. I mean, ooh, ooh. Hmm. Oh, I need to turn. Actually, hold on. I always forget to do this. Sorry, guys. Because I friggin' because I don't want to get copyright struck by the music. I always mute the audio, and V always shouts at me. So, all right, you should be able to hear Leah now.
Yep. I swear I'm not using Houdini. Don't ban me, please.
What? No, I was being nice. I always forget to do this, so I need to remember each time. I was earlier this time, which is good. Until I can find
Gotcha.
copyright-free music. You guys can hear Leah, right, in the chat. Just let me know.
Shenanigans, stupid shenanigans. Mwahaha.
Also, for anyone that's new, we're good friends, so there's no out of context bullying going on. Can you guys hear it? Yeah, she's pretty loud. That's just Leah. I mean, she's just loud. I'll
Mwahahaha.
turn you down to 60%.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, I think
Uh,
you're in the green on the cool. Yeah, awesome. So we have a few new people in the stream today. So do you want to talk about like what you've been working on? Like, what's your project for this year? What have you been working on, and where you're currently at? And I'll play the video on stream. Just lay it out for the stream.
gotcha. Also, TLDR, the
Yeah,
stream
yeah,
has
we're doing a
audio.
lot of stuff
You can
to.
just mute that.
Wait,
Just yeah.
do the co-dev or outsource now? Am I
Um,
hearing myself?
I don't know. I haven't tested it,
Especially,
but Mark told
yeah.
me
Oh my
that
god,
you
you did
can
a
hear.
giga. You literally did a giga. You kept the audio. Or outsource now.
I know, right?
Right, yeah. So what is your project? Let people know.
All right. Okay, so I've been working on a harbor level project in Unreal Engine 5. And that project is basically there for me to basically learn all about the game dev pipeline. So what is it? Like I've learned Blender, I've learned UV unwrapping, I learned texel density, RGB masks, PBR, the PBR pipeline, right? All that sort of stuff. All different, all different programs as well. I'm currently learning Houdini, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm currently focusing on right now. And yeah, it's basically a huge testing ground for me to learn the entire pipeline.
Yeah, and you're pretty much you've been learning environment art for like a year, right? Or this is your first main environment art project from this year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I just finished my first year of 3D modeling, so
Nice, congrats.
thank you.
See, this is what happens when you use Houdini. You can't even get through the door. Look. Oh, boom. Oh, I'll just play it off. I'll walk away. See, you can't even get through the door. I'll I know the stream's a bit delayed, so I'll do the usual and I'll share my screen. Uh cool. So yeah, so obviously you've been working on the docs quite a lot. You've redone them a lot of times. You've got a Miro board of all your progress that we'll check out. And yes, you
Yeah,
have been
exactly.
learning Houdini recently, and we have some Houdini wizard in the Discord, Fabio, who's also been kindly lending his knowledge to help people out.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Tio. Let's have a look at your mirror.
Heck yeah. Yep. Yeah. So basically, yeah, first week of learning Houdini. Yeah, when people say that Houdini has a steep learning curve, they are definitely not underestimating. But yeah, I shall be adamant.
Uh,
Hmm?
where is your? I see your mouse. Where are your images?
Wait, where are? Wait, let me just.
What's happened to your board? Where have you sent me?
I don't know. Oh, wait, let me just redo that one.
Houdini hater number one. Listen, we're trying to convert people to lighting artists. More of the lighting army.
Uh-huh. Wait, where is where
What's happened to your
where are you?
mirror?
I know, right?
Can you not see your own images?
I can't wait. I see that's a thing. Like I went to your point and your point was so far out. Okay, let's improvise.
Wait, there's got to be a
Uh,
way to like you do like Control A F or
let's see.
Yeah, I've never seen this happen before.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
That's
Okay.
good. Okay, okay.
Oh my God, look how smug. Look at this smug thing here. It's like, yeah, I know I'm cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep. Beloved cat.
Look at him. Look at him. So fluffy. So yeah, this is your mirror. Obviously, this is the amount of work you've been putting in, which is awesome. And then you've got lots of ABs, lots of Houdini learning, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
and yeah, you've been doing Houdini, so you've been having a bit of a breakdown with Houdini, huh?
Uh-huh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely something. I mean, I could go into detail, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's just like, yeah,
That's just Houdini, right? It's a steep learning
it's just
curve.
Houdini. Exactly. Yeah. It's like I think one thing that I definitely learned from the first week of Houdini is that before you try to implement anything, make sure that there's not like a node that already does it for you.
Right, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. So what does the tool you've been learning do exactly?
Okay, so the tool that I've been learning, or the tool that I've been creating, basically you have a mesh which is non-unwrapped, right? You
Yeah.
bring it into Unreal Engine, you vertex paint on top, like you vertex paint it, and Houdini will basically create destruction on the vertex paint.
Okay.
So this tool will be perfect for rocks, for like mountains, for yeah, anything that is basically has something to do with stone material that needs to be more organic or needs to have like edge damage, right? So,
Hmm.
yeah, but basically, definitely learned a lot. Definitely took a lot of time as well, but I
Yep.
guess that's how it
No,
is, right?
that's what it's all about, right? So you can
Yeah,
destroy anything and it'll auto unwrap with the texture on it still.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay, and what's going on here? Like this looks like RGB, but it's just one texture, or am I misseeing it?
Um, oh, where exactly?
I'm sharing as well on Discord if you want to look through on
Gotcha,
here.
gotcha.
Because this looks like an
Oh,
RGB
let's
mask,
see.
or is this something else from Houdini?
Let me see. Oh yeah, this is basically yeah, like that's an RGB mask that is generated in Houdini.
Hmm.
So I can basically, yeah, use the red, green, and blue channel, in an Unreal Engine material to generate, yeah, to basically generate different textures or different details, right? Yeah.
And is that being used here? Because it looks like the same texture still.
Yeah, it's the same texture
Ah, but
because
you
I,
set up
yeah,
the material layers basically, is what you're saying.
yeah, basically, yeah.
So that's shader side stuff. Okay, yeah, that would be pretty crazy. If you're able to set up the logic of like, blue is one rock, green is another, and one does this. Like,
Mm.
how are you deciding what goes where? So, what is the blue in your mind? What is the blue meant to be? Is one meant to be curvature? Is one meant to be AO? The red kind of looks like a bit of a curvature, or what's the RGB logic you're going for on this?
Yeah, so basically the green channel is gonna be the main destruction, right? So basically like the where I vertex paint the most. Red is gonna be the curvature, and blue is basically currently being used as just a noise, like a noise texture. So it's like I could have like my base texture, which is black, like I guess black, right? And then I can have another texture, for example, that breaks that main texture up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this does because at the
Yeah.
moment, like the way this is blending, because it's using the verts and it's not using um the UVs, so you have like very sharp transitions. So I'm curious how that's
Mm.
going to look. afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it looks more like vertex painting than an RGB mask. Because usually an RGB mask is, it looks like you're vertex painting with RGB versus it being like a pixel based RGB mask. Because obviously, if it's pixel based, you get like, as you know, you get like all the textures in whatever size that mask is, right? 1024, so you'd have lots of detail. Whereas here, because it's using the vert, you get these sort of harsh transitions. So,
Yeah, exactly.
well, obviously, an
Yeah.
RGB mask by nature is not non-destructive, so
Yeah.
that's the trade-off, right? Which would be the pros and cons, because if you're dynamically sculpting this, it's kind of difficult, but yeah, almost impossible to make a traditional RGB mask for this, because the shape is always changing, which means the UVs are always changing. So this is probably like the sacrifice to make on it. You'll just need to make sure that to get rid of these harsh transitions, when the blue texture is one texture, green and red is the other, just make sure when you're setting up your shader, your layered shader, you have a good black and white mask to break up the transition between here and here. Otherwise, you're going to get this line in the texture.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's just basic vert painting anyway. If you take a wall and vert paint it with no mask, it's like a soft fade 0 to 1. As soon as you add a black and white texture. So yeah, I would imagine you would have some tiling textures, make a shader for this, and it'll be more like an RGB. It won't be an RGB mask. It'll be an RGB vertex blend. Because RGB masks are texture UV set based. So that'll be cool
Yeah.
to see on that. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's
And
like,
then
I
this.
mean, honestly,
Sorry, yeah, go on.
like I could also, what is it, implement the logic that whatever wherever, the vertex paint is, like it creates a like basically wherever the vertex paint is, it creates a boolean, right? So I could use the mask of a boolean, for example, and be like, okay, everywhere where there is the boolean applied, it generates like a different texture, like a different tiling texture, right? So that's also what I could do. There are a bunch of logics that you would basically do with that. Yeah.
Yeah, try and keep like, because you don't want to spawn unlimited textures when you're doing that. Just try and think like how many resources you're going to put to this rock. How big is it in the scene? Is it going to have 6 texture blends? If so, is it going to have like 4 albedo blends and 2 roughnesses? Like, not every texture variation needs to have a full set of masks, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
just make sure it all comes from the same materials in Unreal, because basically when you go into a scene and you basically go on and you put God, I'm in 5.6, the new thing. If you basically go in and you put the shading bins, I think, is it shading bins or raster bins? I always forget. Either one, but yeah, either one of these, you obviously want that rock to, you want to be able to see those textures in the rock, and you don't want to be able to see 10s and 20s of alpha masks for the blend, right? So
Yeah.
just try and make sure they're all linked in with Houdini. See if you can get it even working in Houdini, but
Gotcha.
I don't know, because Unreal Shader, I don't know if that can come back. Probably not. But yeah, start making the shader for that, because it'd be cool to see.
Gotcha. Shall do, shall do.
Oh my god, look at this. This is just like, it's just madness.
Uh-huh.
Get it away from me.
That will be you with Substance Designer.
Designer, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this? You're making a builder generator where it generates windows and buildings. What's happening here? Like, tell us.
Yeah, so basically, like after doing the edge damage tool, I wanted to basically go more into procedural modeling, right?
Yeah.
So basically finding a way to integrate Houdini into my current project, right? And so I was like, okay, like I have my tower, right? So and I don't like I would love to have like a procedurally made tower through Houdini. That would be the dream. So I wanted to use what is it the rest of the week to yeah, basically learn a little bit on how how buildings are made procedurally in Houdini, right? So
Yep.
that's what I focused on today. And yeah, it's basically I have this one node set up, right? And with that I can control, what is it? Basically everything, right? Like the windows, the door, the roof, the stone tiles, the shape and everything basically. So all of those meshes, all of those houses here are basically done from this one graph.
Cool. Yeah, when you figure out how to like do the roof, let me know because obviously at some point I need to make 6 tiles and spawn it on the roof, and I don't want to do it by hand. I refuse. So
Gotcha.
I'm going to assume it's the same logic, just less nodes because you're obviously generating the brick and sculpting it in this node somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. So what? So if you move the door, it moves the bricks, and is it all like non-destructive?
Yeah, it's all non-destructive.
Very cool. You
Hmm.
can put GIFs on Mirror as well, so
Oh,
maybe
gotcha.
GIF some of this stuff as well for the next one.
Yeah, sounds good. I will do that.
Damn, you're going full into Houdini then, yeah, cool. Yeah, get some GIFs on here, put some MP4s, clips
Mhm.
in your Discord, and it'll be good to see the video of some of this in action, see how flexible it is
Yeah, for sure.
with what you're doing. Yeah, I think it'll be cool as well if I imagine like if you figure out how to like boolean stuff in here and add damage and
Hmm.
all that jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
How to add variation, like some popping in, some popping out, and vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right now everything looks very much just like just like one shape. The silhouette is very, very strong, right? So, definitely like I would love to learn how to add more organic variation, break up shapes and everything, and make it just more visual. Be able to make things look more visually interesting for sure.
It might be interesting to see as well. Like obviously, with the downfall with this method of doing the bricks in Houdini is the UVs are going to look really bad. So I know on Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think that's why they use their own bricks. So I think it might be cool at
Mm.
some point to make a set of your own bricks that you sculpt with your own art direction and see if you can
Mm.
replicate this. I assume you would just stop the graph at the point you're generating the brick and just swap it in with your own mesh, and it will follow the same behavior. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know how viable doing. I'm sure it's very viable, but I think as well there's probably a reason people are still sculpting their stuff in ZBrush and then using Houdini to lay it out.
Yeah.
Because I think this stuff can get quite laggy after a while. But yeah, try it out. Try all the things out. That's your learning experience with Houdini, right? So
For
try all the
sure.
things, mixing, matching, all that sort of stuff, essentially.
Yes.
And then obviously the feedback from last week still stands when you eventually return to the door, fix the albedo and the roughness and all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
But cool, yeah, this is such a funny picture. Wow. Which one is that from before? Is that the one lying down or
That's the one lying down, yeah. On the right, yeah.
chilling? Chilling like a villain.
Always.
Yeah, lots of trial and error. But yeah, Houdini is a very good skill set. So the more you can practicalize it, uh, imagining the dock is like a game level and what you could
Mm.
do if you were expanding past the docks. Um, that's going to be cool. And maybe, oh God, maybe you can just remake your docks in a few weeks with Houdini
Who knows, right? Yeah, exactly.
and all that sort of
Elliot,
stuff.
Elliot, I'm doing the docs again.
No,
God.
that's what the learning experience is about. This is where skills are built and things are done. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah, keep it up. Anything you want to ask me?
No, my brain is full.
Cool. Keep it up. Good stuff.
Thank you. All right,
Send in
I will send in
the
the
next
next.
patient.
Yes. Aye. Bye
Good stuff.
bye.
I think we have a few more people this week as well, Crypto. So, but you can either hop into the voice or if you
Hello.
Update it. You should be good. Put it in your thread. Hello, V. How are we doing?
Doing good. Good.
Good, good, good. If
How
you want to
about
throw your
you?
stuff, yeah, good. Thanks. If you want to throw your stuff in the
I
stream
just
reviews
did.
chat.
And I also have a video which I will share on the side chat.
And what have you been doing recently for your project?
Yeah, I was just dealing with making new textures, improving upon my previously made textures, improving upon my master material, adding some more roughness variations. Just dealing with textures and materials. That's what I've been doing. And for those who are new to the live stream today, I've been working on I've been working on making cyberpunk city view, not the entire city, just a street view. And I want to capture the difference between um like high and low grade of like people living. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 months.
Yeah, no, you're focusing on one of the buildings, which is this sushi bar one, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yes. For the past 1 month, I've been doing that, making a ramen shop.
But
Um.
this is the full. If it plays, this is the full scene.
Yes. Hmm.
Oh,
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 by the way, this
oh! It's
this
going to
has audio.
darkness.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got the raindrops.
Yeah.
Moody.
Mhm.
Where are the umbrellas? You need an umbrella, V. How are they going to not get wet if they're eating?
That's right.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, these NPCs have some movement to them. It's like, yeah, look. When are you coding in the sit down animation so you can fake eat some ramen or whatever?
Oh yeah. That that's gonna come. That's gonna come a bit later.
Yeah, I know to focus on the building, so I won't do too much about this. I know you got you got some transparency issues on the glass that aren't playing well with the
Uh,
fog that you need to look at.
yeah.
You can see it here, right? So usually this is to do with, at least when I've seen this issue before, it's to do with the uh, ray tracing or in the shader or something in the shader or a certain ray tracing option. So just have a look at
Okay.
that because I had this issue on a project a few weeks ago, and it was something in the shader that we changed.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
I'll have a look into it.
yeah, this looks really cool though when you coming up to it.
Yeah, that's the essence that I want to capture. A nighttime scene with raindrops, like heavy rain pouring. Or maybe an overcast weather.
Yeah, you have quite a lot of lights. Like we would probably wouldn't put that many lights in just one tiny building because it'd be very difficult to
Okay.
light. So try to reduce or find a different prop to light stuff with. Uh, Usually in these cases, like if this was in a scene here, right?
Mm.
Oh, where is it? It's where you've got like three of them at the front. We would probably like just use one that's a bit longer, or at least take the middle one out and slightly shift the far
Oh,
ones.
okay.
Basically, reduce the number, right?
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot. There's going to be a lot of lighting to come off those.
I see.
A lot of
And
it,
doesn't matter if you have cast shadows turned off.
cast shadows off would be cheaper, but then it's going to look weird on the desk, on the surface beneath it,
Mm,
because the props aren't going to cast any shadows. So
yeah,
I would
which they
expect to
aren't.
reduce this.
Yeah.
Maybe just have one or two, and then
Okay,
you should be Gucci.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it looks a lot cooler. Let's look at the mirror again. Can I ask how long an environment? Oh no, don't look at V scene. I think this is good scope. V scene is crazy.
Well, okay.
That's why he's doing the building. We forced him to do the building because you're gonna be spending a while on that big city, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, this type of scope,
probably until the next Cyberpunk comes
the
out.
next Cyberpunk comes out and makes it into the game.
Exactly.
So this type of scope, I'd say for if you're doing something, V's is a big time investment. So yeah, you want to be careful. So that's why he's doing this building, because at the very least, right, he'll have a cool building if he runs out of steam on stuff. So yeah, always focus
Yeah.
down.
That, and now I also have a more clear idea of like what goes into your master material,
Yeah,
like what functionalities you want to add, and now I can build on top of that. And I also have a fairly good set of textures now that
yeah,
can be then reused by other assets, especially the metal texture.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the feedback from last week.
Yeah. Like improving upon the roughness values of my metal textures. I made some more like new textures for my dirt and steel to just blend them together.
Yeah, Albedo's looking much better.
Yeah.
This is probably way too dark. Whatever this is, this dirty tiled thing.
Okay.
So remember, bright
Yeah.
albedos. Just double check them.
Oh, okay. It's also repeating a bit too much.
Yeah, I like the wood albedo. It's looking really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, no, I mean the tile ones. Yeah, I think it's repeating.
Yeah, too bright and
Okay.
sorry, too dark and too tiny
Mm-hmm.
as well. I think as well with the metal, something about the metal seems weird. It seems very dark for what I
Okay.
would imagine steel or whatever the surface is going to be.
Oh, that is gonna be the metal. The steel is the one on top.
Yeah, I
On
don't know if
top
it's the
as
albedo.
I mean, okay.
But something seems pretty dark. Um, like really dark.
I mean, I am changing the albedo values in my master material, which I think I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe that's what's causing it.
Well, if it's a metal, you can pretty quickly check the what it sort of would be, right? So
Mm-hmm.
um, go old school, super old school, the don't nod stuff. So but I think substance gives you a lot of them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like, I think we call them tabernakies in the UK. These big sort of steel or iron surfaces with stuff. But it'll be interesting to see your albedo and if it is matching close, like in the general same range as like what these would be, like iron and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm pasting a new picture on the side. Not on the side chat, like in the mirror board. Is it still the same? And
Looks a
with
bit
the
better,
base
but what's
color.
the albedo? Look at the albedo buffer view.
Yeah, that's what I'm pasting.
Looks better though already. Like it's not as dark. But...
That's the default from Substance.
Yeah, unless there's something in your master material that's muddying up the result, because I know I can see a few more blends in here that sort of aren't in there as well. But I know Leah had this issue as well, where like there was a lot of stuff in the shader that was messing with the main result. So I'd be tempted just to quickly make a box next to it and put a new material just with the correct PBR values and see how it looks in comparison, and then see if it's the same or not. Just make a new material, put it on a box next to it, and have a gander. Still want to break up these lines as well. These substance generator lines. They're just perfectly on each edge.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
You could put like a mask onto them. That'd be good. But no, this one is better than the other one. But yeah, just have a double check. Double check.
Yeah. The one I just posted was is the one which came directly from Substance Designer. So yeah, I think I shouldn't be messing around with the albedos in Unreal.
Yeah, could be the lighting as well. To be honest, could be the way the lighting set up,
yeah.
or the reflections, or but yeah, some bits get quite dark. So always check on a cube. When in doubt, check on a cube with a. You could probably even do the PBR in the shader. Just put the same sort of mid-grey material or whatever it's meant to be. Put a roughness of like 0. Whatever, if it's 0.2, 0.1, 0.3, and just double check. And then you'll be like, okay, this is meant to look like this, or it's not. But either way, I'd add some breakup on the rust or whatever's happening here, and you'll be good.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely getting much better. Like I say, the countertop is reading really well.
And what about the roughness?
I think this is coming on as well. Yeah, I like that you have sort of some information here.
Yeah, those are for scratched wood.
Yeah, I think it reads pretty well.
Good.
Yeah, I mean this is reading pretty well. It could probably be broken up a little bit more, if anything. Just in some areas, it kind of looks like I can see the brush used, like in this area here.
It's not the. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. But it's not the brush, it's actually the height map of the base wood material, which is being blurred with the with all the other textures. That's how I'm like erasing the textures. Maybe I just need to play around with the intensity of that.
Yeah. So, because like here as well, it kind of goes up like this. It's like someone's started to clean it and stopped cleaning it. But the general read of it is much better. Yeah. But I think reduce the amount of fluorescence is quite a lot. Like their electric bill would be pretty insane. They're like, where's all the power going? It's going to the damn sushi shop. So like here, if you want to light this up, just put like a small square light or something above the door, or something like that. But yeah, no, cool. Yeah, no, until you get the sort of like the other stuff in, like the chairs, and the shadow casting will be a big one as well to get the props grounded in on here. Other than that, fluoros seem a bit chunky. Just have a look at those as well. Like the light fixtures for them, like there's these big sort of metal, low poly looking frames, right? So if they're, I would assume it'd be a bit more sleek looking. So just have a look at some fluoro tube reference and see if you can make it a bit more subtle, because they're
Gotcha.
quite big, you know,
Okay.
quite
Okay.
chunky.
We'll do that.
This looks good. This, I assume this is a tileable on the sides of the neon sign.
Yeah,
Yeah, this looks pretty cool.
everything is stylable. Yeah.
I wonder if it's worth having a transition, because it goes from metal straight into glow.
It's straight into
Whereas what if it went into metal and then you had like
plastic something.
you had like an edge loop around a border edge loop, and you just split the UVs off and assign that to a trim somewhere.
Okay.
Might look
Like
cool.
make a casing or something
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the neon lights fit into it.
Like, see how they look in real life as well. Like when a neon sign is coming from metal, you know, usually has like a frame on it or a transitional edge as opposed to metal to neon. That would just help with the believability in the stuff that you're doing.
Okay.
Yes, really, I'm really loving the wood material definition. So it's coming on good is what I'd say. But yeah, no, just address those issues: the lights, the albedo brightness, the metal as well, getting a cube and testing it on that. But yeah, no, is there any questions you want to ask me?
No, I don't think I have any questions.
Cool. No, good stuff, man. Keep it up.
Yeah, thank you. I will send the next patient. All right. See ya.
See you, Which one are you talking about, Crypto? And if you could throw it in the stream reviews chat here, I'll just make it easier for me. Hey, John, how are we doing?
Hey, good. How you been?
I've been all right. Long time no see. How's things with you?
Going good. I did the color pass from last week. It's a little bit more blocking out on my project. Kind of want to get your thoughts on how things are looking.
Yeah, feel free to either share screen or throw me a mirror link, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I got the mirror. Let's see if I can do this right this time. Okay. There it is.
So just remind the stream of what you're doing and the general feedback you had for last week.
Yeah, so working on a little project. Mainly just kind of wanted to get back in the swing of things for environment art. So pick something kind of smaller scope to practice some lighting. Mainly kind of wanted to refine my sort of workflow for how I was doing my lighting, my texturing, and just like my pipeline in general. So I kind of wanted to do something like small, just sort of do that, get back into doing things related to materials, trim sheets, that sort of stuff. That's the main focus, trying to get back into the swing of things with a smaller scope project. Got some feedback from you last week to resize some things from the blockout and then do a color pass. So I did that this week. That's the above. So did a color pass, tried to gain the base color in there to see how we're lighting, and then yeah.
Cool. Can you because I'm not logged into my current Miro, if you could grab last week's and put it next to here, that would be cool.
Oh, okay.
Just put it to the left. Yeah, just make it the same size. Yeah, dude, this is looking really cool, man. I mean, look at the difference like color makes. I know you've done the geometry adjustments as well, but like the way the lighting reacts with the color as well, it's just like it's night and day,
really
right?
surprising. I noticed. Yeah,
it's
I was
like
I looked at this just like I looked at this just recently, and I was like, huh, I feel like I changed my lighting from last time because this looks so much brighter in some areas. But no, it really is just the color. So that was a cool thing to see.
Especially with Lumen, because Lumen's gonna take that sort of albedo and bounce it around. And like I always say, like when you color a block out in, a successful block out almost looks like a stylized piece of art in itself, like which this does, right? You're obviously gonna go and refine and add your own textures, but it already is reading like you can imagine playing around it and running around it in a sort of level design sense. So yeah, the difference in here is awesome. What were some of the proportional changes? I know you brought sort of the windows down, you made these little holes smaller. What else did you kind of do?
I played with the fencing a bit just to sort of figure out the spacing and size of them.
Mm,
So in the foreground and then a few in the background, just kind of figuring out the scale of those things. I also moved the wall back a little bit, like you mentioned last week,
much better,
because
yeah.
yeah, I threw in that like design above the fountain. You were right from last week. I definitely didn't leave enough space, so I had to push that back a little bit down to make sure I could squeeze it in there.
Nice, yeah, fits in nicely now. Cool.
Yeah, so that was a good piece of thing to get in. Uh, yeah, added the rings around the fountain to make sure those fit within the framing of the image as well.
Yep, yeah.
Mhm.
No, very cool. Just looking back at your reference, I do wonder if I kind of wonder if like if you're walking along here and these
Mhm.
little barriers, looking at the concept, these little barriers,
Mhm.
you know, I can imagine you leaning and looking over them and it kind of stopping you from falling over them. I do wonder if they need to just be scaled up in height a little bit more. They feel a bit like
Mhm.
you could trip over them.
I see.
That's small versus when I look at the concept, I wouldn't trip into these. I would walk into them, and my sort of I imagine like my waist or my hips would hit these, but I wouldn't tumble over them. Whereas at the moment, I feel with these, if I walked into them, they would hit like my knees, and
I
they
see.
would like fall over. So
I see. I have a mannequin shot if I can share that real
yeah,
quick.
go for it.
Yeah, I'll upload that right there.
Oh really? Why does that look so small then?
Maybe it's too high up. Maybe. Or
No, that mannequins are really helpful now. Actually, interesting. Hmm.
I can copy the version right up there as well, so you don't have to keep going back and forth.
Cool. Yeah, I think because I scrubbed one of my hard drives today, wiped a few things off. Yeah, I thought for sure this almost looked like it would come up to the knees, but with the mannequins in, it's up to the chest. Could be the camera angle of this.
Maybe.
Okay, I think that will be fine then. I think if
Do you
we
think maybe it's because I gave too much space, like vertical space? Because maybe that's why it feels so small.
could be.
Like the
I think we
pillars.
just need more human scale objects because as soon as you added the mannequins in, I was like, oh, okay. So I think like plant pots and chairs, things we can relate to as humans to help be like, oh, this is my locked in scale.
I see, gotcha. That's
Because you got this little table here with the bonsai tree on, and then you got these little plant pots and
Mhm.
the chair here. I think that would help a bit. But no, this looks better. Yeah, it probably is the ceiling height, to be honest. It's like a very big grand opening, so no, I think that's fine. Especially once you add some more stuff to the pillar.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is cool. Cool. So you swap those out for a mesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out more. Yeah, I don't know if you want to you see how this juts out into a square.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's worth having some of that show here, just in case it's like helps lead in. Just a minor thing because it's on the edge. Like if that comes out into a square. But I do know you're definitely going to want to get this sort of, even if it's with a fake gobo, some tree dappled lighting in here as
Oh
well.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, blockout wise, it's super strong. Looks really good with the colors. I'm imagining. Obviously, we don't need to talk about the lighting too much at this stage, but eventually, once you start getting your base materials on, we can start to adjust it so it's a bit colder in the shadows.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got an orange wall and this is white, so these things will sort of help as you go along as well. But yeah, I think blockout wise, I think this is probably like an L2, which means you can start going into production. Like if you want to just really wrap things up, I would start to like add in some of the block out for like the wood trim, how this wood trim.
Yeah, that was my plan. Just like
Yeah,
beveling things out to kind of like see like drawing the trims to kind of see the bevels in like those areas.
yeah, add in the wood trim here because that would be a geometry change anyway, and then
Mhm.
obviously goes past the circular bits, and then add the plant pots in.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, this is there's nothing else really that lags up to my mind for a block out. Like I know you're going to do silhouette in the main mesh. Obviously, these are
Yeah.
straight for the block out, absolutely fine. But I know you will like you're going to be doing mesh per tile, right? On these sort of slate stones.
Yeah.
That's going to really pop out nicely
Mhm.
for that, and you can make them thicker and sort of curve them down. So, but no, really cool, man. It looks really good. Like this is a really solid block out. I don't really have any major notes except for the addition of human
Mhm.
scale
That's good.
objects as well. Just looking at it. Yeah.
Would you suggest like not touching the lighting at all then for a little bit, or would you suggest like I adjust it a little bit? Out
Just
of
what? Sorry.
curiosity. The lighting.
No, not at this stage. I think the lighting is like as long as your exposure is roughly okay. I mean, you've got it's not too dark, it's not too bright. Like if you were to try and like you could try and match your lighting to this, but you're just going to be spending so much time working with flat colors. You probably
Mhm.
need to just. I would probably just keep. You got two choices. You can keep this for now. We can just desaturate it a little bit, but I think we just start getting some materials in, and then adjust the lighting as you sort of go along. Like what you could probably do as well is you can make a separate level for all your assets to go into, and just make it
Mhm.
bare bones daytime, and check your stuff there, so that when it comes into here, it's ready to go. Like an asset zoo sort of thing.
I see. Gotcha.
But no, I would just stop. I would, if it was me, I'd do those human scale things, and then I would start making some tilables.
Sweet.
I'd either do tilables or I'd depends like whatever is the biggest visual effect first. I mean, so you could go straight in and start with the hero shrine, or start with the tiles.
Mhm.
Either
Yeah, I think
either one of those.
yeah. I think I'll probably start with the tile, just getting the those in, um, kind of seeing how they'll with bevels the effect, and then maybe I'll move on to the shrine after. Is my plan.
Yeah. No, at this stage, this is a really solid block out. I mean, it's matching the energy of these, right? Which
Mhm.
like you can just lock in. Like your camera is here. This is it. It's like trust the
Yeah.
process, right? Like with the Maxim,
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
Maxim Dorocon video, just
Mhm.
refine from here and keep going. But they're a really nice block out. Like just looks really good. How are you planning to do this? So are you planning to maybe hand draw the icons and mix them up with masks, or what what's your workflow for this going to
Yeah,
be?
I'll probably just hand draw it, and then like um, but you'll be a decom, and I'll probably just like throw in maybe Substance or Designer to like, grunge it up is my plan. Or just throw in like mask to kind of like get the effect. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I think that'll be pretty. Yeah, especially if you've got lazy mouse on, just like sweep it across and draw it.
yeah.
Is this hand drawn? No, this is a block out with flat colors on, Khaled. So you can see what it was last week, which was the first part, and now it's a bit more refined. It's got color because we never want to have grey blockouts. We start with grey blockouts, sure, but we always want to get color on them ASAP because look at the difference. It just looks really easy on the eyes. Now, good stuff, man. That's my main feedback. The rest is really solid, really good stuff. Is there anything you sort of want to ask me about it?
Currently, not really. I think I just gotta get into it.
You just just start vibing out and doing
sink my teeth into some things.
Yeah, doing your thing on it. Like this is as good as I can imagine a blockout being for like the values there. You know, it's darker here and lighter there. It's like it's got everything that a blockout should have. Your values are not too dark, not too light. It's just really nice. Good job. Good job. Super happy with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, human scale, break up and start making some tileables. Make sure to check your TD at 1024 per meter, and boom. Yeah, good stuff, man.
All right. Awesome. Cool. Talk to you next week then.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Later. Bye-bye.
Now, Crypto, your work is wait, actually, hold on. Or unless I'm getting confused. But if your work is professional work, it's difficult. Is this what you wanted me to? Oh, let me just make sure I'm not mixing people up because everyone's got a different name everywhere. I've got to remember people's names. Usually, I don't critique professional work because it's, you know, professional. But what were you kind of looking for with this? Because obviously it's going to a certain art style with what you're doing, right? Or I could just have the wrong person completely. But I don't think so because you posted in the stream chat. Hey Falco, how you doing? Hey Stephen, Robbie, how you doing? Yeah, some really cool projects, man. Like V's project, Leah's, John's. There's even more projects on the stream that are coming on really well. Super inspiring. Man, that's we started early and we're already over time. Interesting. I may have to see what we can do in the future, or maybe start them at 9 o'clock each time because they used to be at 9:30. But I just wanted input for the presentation. Okay. So main notes I'd say is your space. The space between the images. Try and fill up the space as much as possible. You've got a lot of sort of space here, and I don't know if you need the text because this is, you know, this is a nice modular kit you've done. I think it's quite obvious that it's a modular kit. Same here, right? You've got all this space. You could probably put this and this even on the same image, but if you didn't, I would expect you to at least crop this in. Same here, you've got some space here that you can use up. This shot's pretty good. Just remove the text. I think this shot's pretty cool. Obviously, your main beauty shots are all good. I would look at the Indiana Jones stuff. Probably some of the best presentation for breakdowns I've seen. I can't really remember who it was, but we could probably click somebody random, right, and probably find a good result. But even here, right, you see like these are just some small props, and they're filling the frame up as much as possible, using up as much as the real estate as you can. So just make sure you use the good cropping on that. Yeah, like here, like say modular stuff, just used up, like using the frame up as much as possible. Like here with the brick, you know, this is 3 brick pieces, but they fill up. So for me personally, I do like darker backgrounds. I don't think this grey is, I think this grey is fine, but I am sort of favorable on darker backgrounds. So my main feedback would be just to use up more real estate in your images to reduce the dead space. But the rest is solid. I mean, you know, it's good professional work for Roller otherwise. Does that make sense? Or is there anything else you'd like to ask me for that? Hey, Zach. How are we doing? We're finishing up. Just finished some Patreon reviews. No worries. I mean, you got a good portfolio, man. You know what you're doing. So it's just, yeah, just presentation stuff, really. So keep it up. And obviously your project you're working on as well, which we'll be really excited to see. So, but yeah. Right, guys. We're a bit over, so I'm going to come off now. Nice seeing everybody. It was good to get back into Blender for the first sort of hour and a half. Starting to really clean up that block out now. And it shouldn't be too long before we can start learning some designer, doing some unwrapping and all that jazz. But thanks for all the regulars. Thanks for all the new people. There was a lot of chat today in the chat. I will sort of leave you guys with the link to the Lighting for Games hub, where you can find everything you need about the community, lighting for games, and for all my resources and other people's resources that I reference to. And of course, the Patreon stuff as well. So I'll leave that link with you guys. I stream. Hey, man, welcome. We're about to end. Hey, you're good, Dominic. We stream 7:30 UK till 10 p.m. UK. The first hour and a half is me working on stuff. The second hour is Patreon community feedback. So yeah, that's every Thursday. But yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you soon. Check the link out.